What if history took a different path? What if Africa was never colonized? What if its kingdoms, empires, and civilizations continue to grow on their own terms? Today, we explore an alternate universe where Africa was never divided, never conquered.
In this reality, Africa developed its own political systems. Instead of artificial borders, powerful regional federations emerged, based on culture, trade, and shared history. African unity created stability, strong governance.
As African cities became global centers of innovation, architecture fused ancient design with cutting-edge technology. Cities were built to honor heritage while embracing the future. Cities powered by African engineering.
With uninterrupted development, Africa built its own transportation revolution. High-speed rail connected the continent. African-made aircraft dominated global aviation. Trade flowed freely, controlled by African companies.
Africa became the heart of global trade. Its ports handled the world's goods. African corporations controlled shipping, banking, and international commerce. Wealth generated on African soil stayed in African hands, fueling development, research, and massive public investment.
Africa became a technological powerhouse. Innovation hubs rivaled Silicon Valley. African engineers led breakthroughs in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and renewable energy. The continent became a net exporter of technology instead of a consumer.
African nations pioneered space exploration. Satellite networks built by African scientists connected the continent. African astronauts explored space. Africa became a leader in space research, asteroid mining, and interplanetary science.
Africa led global medicine. Traditional African healing knowledge merged with advanced biotechnology. African scientists developed cures and treatments used worldwide. Medical tourism flowed into Africa, reversing centuries of dependency.
Without forced cultural erasure, African traditions flourished. Languages, clothing, music, and spirituality evolved naturally. African culture became a dominant global influence, shaping fashion, art, and entertainment worldwide.
African universities became the world's top centers of learning. Students from every continent traveled to Africa to study medicine, engineering, philosophy, and science. African knowledge systems were respected as equal to any in the world.
African stories were told by Africans. Film, television, and media industries rivaled Hollywood. The world watched African history, sci-fi, and epic storytelling, changing how humanity saw Africa and itself.
Africa developed powerful, independent defense systems. No foreign military bases. African security forces protected African interests. The continent stood as a respected global military power, deterring exploitation and external interference.
Africa became one of the world's largest economies. African-owned banks and financial institutions shaped global markets. Wealth created in Africa fueled African development, creating prosperity across the continent.
Africa became a center of global diplomacy. Conflicts were mediated on African soil. African leaders helped shape world policy, bringing balance, wisdom, and a powerful voice to international affairs.
Africa led the renewable energy revolution. Harnessing sun, wind, and water, Africa powered not just itself, but exported clean energy technology worldwide, helping shape a sustainable planet.
Africa became a leader in artificial intelligence and robotics. African-built AI systems powered smart cities, healthcare, and education. The future of technology carried African fingerprints.
African fashion became global standard. African textiles, designs, and luxury brands dominated international markets. The world dressed with African influence. From Lagos to Paris, from Accra to Tokyo, the fabrics of the continent defined the future.
This became the African century. A world shaped not by conquest, but by cooperation. A world where Africa's full potential reshaped humanity's future.
Africa became the world's top tourism destination. Visitors came not to exploit, but to learn, experience, and admire. Tourism revenue strengthened conservation, culture, and community development.
This is the world that could have been, and maybe the world that still can be. Africa's story isn't finished. The future is still being written. The question is, what will the next chapter look like?
If this vision of Africa inspired you, don't keep it to yourself.
Like this video, share it with the world, and subscribe to Echoes of Africa for more powerful stories, alternate histories, and untold narratives from the African perspective.
If you have a story to tell, a history to share, or a vision you want the world to hear, we want to collaborate with you. Drop your ideas and story requests in the comments. Tell us what stories we should explore next. Together, we can amplify African voices and build a library of stories for generations to come.